Tan Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Yo, Monkey Boy. Yo, what's up? This is DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, and you're talking sports with Randy Harris. Diamond Dallas Page is going to make you feel the bang.
All right, that's a no-brainer, or what we like to say, no ship, S-H-I-P. LeBron's going to stay in L.A. He handpicked the head coach, J.J. Redick. He handpicked to make sure his kid gets drafted in the second round, who probably they could have gotten him in round 42, but they took him in the second. So
and he got $100 million guaranteed.
Yeah,
for 2 years.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. And that's a pay cut, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
$100 million is a pay cut.
So let's go back to Steve and I in Las Vegas last week. We touched base on the Hall of Fame, which was Thursday. Friday, we went to the Sphere. We have an over-under, just so you know. So we went with Jimmy Denning, and Steve and I went to the NHL draft. One of the two of you, I don't remember which one, said there'll be 2+ deaths at the Sphere when the UFC is there in September. The other one said many deaths. I'm going to go in between. If you've never been, and I'm assuming you haven't, the Sphere's only been open.
I've not been.
Okay. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen, and you have to be careful as you're walking up and down to your steps because somebody's going to fall. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind, anyone's mind, and you're talking UFC Mexican Independence Day in the Sphere.
But wait. What's the deal with the Saudi Arabians backing the Mexican Independence Day for that event at the Sphere? Is there some kind of controversy that the Saudi investment guys are promoting that event? Like, wasn't it supposed to be all about the Mexican independence and historical aspect of it?
Well, I don't know if it's all about, because Steve has already predicted the main event. Steve predicted the main event for the Mexican Independence Day before Conor fell out.
Who's it going to be?
Conor.
At the Mexican Independence is Conor McGregor?
The greatest sports event.
Doesn't make any sense.
Why doesn't it make any sense?
Why would you celebrate all the Mexican fighters?
So the whole card you think is going to be Mexicans?
It should be. Or Mexican Americans. There should be some.
How about Irish?
Can we bring Tito Ortiz back, even though Dana and him have this beef now?
Tito's busy at Tito's Cantina.
Really?
He's very busy down there. You know, both of Tito's sons work at the restaurant.
That's great.
No, it's outstanding.
That's great.
And you know Tito. I would expect nothing less from Tito. So we went to the Sphere. Like I said, it's going to be, it's incredible. There's the seats are only about 2/3 around, and behind it is just a massive video board. So are they going to show the fight while the fight is right there? It's just going to be.
Well, I saw Dana spent like $14 million already on this production. He claims it. Huh? 17 million. He says it will be the greatest sport, spectacle the world's ever seen.
He said that the board members called a meeting because Dana's not, the head of everything anymore. He's the CEO, but there's. It's like higher people.
It's like how I feel.
Well, yeah, you're outside in the kindergarten chair.
I'm out there.
So Dana said that the board members came in, and Dana's brought him into his quote-unquote war room, so we know about that. And he said that they didn't get it until he started showing them things and showing them diagrams, and they're basically like, how much more money do you need? So they went from, why are you spending so much, to
how much more you need.
How much more do you need?
Whatever you got to do to make this work.
Getting to the Sphere, parking, all that stuff, a zoo.
Doesn't matter.
But it is going to be absolutely incredible. Friday night, Power Slap, Paige Van Zandt, the Crazy Hawaiian. You know what I would like to see, and I don't think it'll ever happen, Tim Sylvia won the super heavyweight title at Slap Fight Championship. I'd like to see Tim and the Crazy Hawaiian, because that dude is insane.
Maku?
I don't know, but
Big Mac?
Basically laughed at him.
Is that how they called Big Mac?
Crazy Hawaiian.
You were there.
Yeah, he goes by Crazy Hawaiian. Okay. Wow. So, again, you need to check some of these out.
I know.
We're going to start the Backslack League, so we're going to do a competitive league, just reverse. No?
Then on Saturday, UFC 303, and I posted that as someone who has covered the UFC longer than anyone in the world, something is about to happen that I have never seen at the UFC. I've seen it, tough man, they take people out of the stands, the bars, whatever. Dan Ige messaged Hunter around 2:30 and said, I can be there, I can win this fight. He didn't, but it was pretty damn close. And you're right, a legendary event by Dan Ige.
Absolutely.
Should have never got a massage.
He said, well, yeah. He said he would have never done that if he was getting ready for Monday. But even the athletic commissioner called his coach, and he said, "Is your guy ready to fight? Like, be honest with me." And what's his coach name?
Well, Jeff Mullins, the commissioner that called.
Well, but the coach.
Yeah, it's the same as
Siskin.
Yeah, Strickland's.
I can't remember. Anyway, he's like, "Yeah, my guy's ready." He said he's always ready. He's always texting me before a fight. If this guy falls out, in that division, I can take over. So, and what's interesting to me is, how did Ali Abdelaziz get involved in that? Because Ali was calling him, and Ali's not his manager. Right. Ali's Frankie's manager and Habib's manager, among many others. Ali and I go back a long way too. We both trained at Henzo Gracie Academy. I met Ali when he was just rolling. He was a judo champion in Egypt, and
now he's one of the elites.
Yeah,
him and Malky,
one of the elites. And I'm so proud of him. I mean, and he's, he went to World Series of Fighting for a little bit, and then back to the UFC. The guy's awesome.
So let's talk about Saturday. Any fight that comes off the top of your mind?
Well, obviously.
Well, I don't know. There was plenty of them. I mean, we already mentioned Dan Ige, the Orlovsky Martin fight. Everybody's like, when is the ball going to roll off? With Andre. And Martin, your former goalie in the Turkey Pro Football League, Cub Swanson, Andre Fili.
Yeah. Cub's a great guy. I love Cub. He's one of the nicest guys in the sport. I kind of wish, he would have done better, but, things happen.
Fight of the night, or performance of the night.
Yeah. It's like, I think you said it on your last show, like, age is the only thing that's going to catch up to Poatan. He just keeps getting better and better with every fight, and he's 37 years old. So, nobody beats Father Time.
Well, yeah, he says that. What's your name again?
Oh, I'm the Coco.
Oh, Matt. Matt says that. The young kid, Payton.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
Are you kidding me?
Fantastic. And that's one of the things that's changed since I started covering, and obviously you. The Dana White Contender Series has been the greatest feeder league.
Sure.
And feeder show.
Sean O'Malley came from there.
Yeah, even like The Ultimate Fighter had nothing on Dana White Contender Series. And I remember when it first started out, I was kind of bummed out about it. I'm like, oh, what's this? Another feeder league show. How many of these shows can we do? But this has proved to be a wonderful entry into the UFC.
I just need to correct myself. I said Martin when he fought Andre was the goalie. That's not Roman who fought Anthony Smith was the goalie in Turkey.
So Mike, my daughter turned 12 on Monday.
Happy birthday!
We went to main event. And while we were bowling, they had the Ultimate Fighter series on Shevchenko, and it had the actual fights on. And I remember still now going to certain bars and restaurants, and they say, no, it's too violent. Yeah. We can't watch that here. But here we are at the main event with all kids and family, and they're showing UFC.
I remember those days, too. I remember I would go into any restaurant and be like, hey, can you turn on ESPN? There's a fight. Or not even ESPN at the time.
Yeah.
It was Spike TV.
Spike TV?
And no, it's too violent. We don't want our customers seeing that. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Still today. It's hard to find it.
I remember.
Press Box is the only place in Tampa that shows it now.
Right.
And there was a place right in Ybor. I live in Ybor City, called Game Time. And Game Time's a corporate place. Yeah. It's huge, and they showed every fight, no cover charge. And it's huge. You can fit 1,000 people in there, and they would get it, but they stopped showing the fights too. Yeah. And I used to do my Fox Fight Game show at Hooters, especially in Vegas. I'd go right from MGM Grand, right across the street to Hooters, do my post-fight show there, and they stopped showing the fights. And the reason they did, though, is the CEO of Hooters International told me we can't staff it because the girls don't want to work it because what happens
they don't make money.
Guys come in, they take a table, they order water, and they watch a fight for 4 hours, and the girls go home with no money. Yep. And I'm like, that's typical MMA fan, though.
No, it's not even MMA fans. It's typical people.
Yeah.
They're going to Super Bowl. You go to the Super Bowl, you sit there all day, you get, a water and 4 wings. But, yeah, Hooters told me the same thing. Ed Drosty's a friend of mine who helped start it. Yep. That's why they don't do it across the street from Madison Square Garden.
Right.
It's one of the biggest Hooters. It's funny that you said Hooters because Greg Hendrick and I were at a Hooters, I think it was in Delaware, after a UFC was in Atlantic City, and they were showing the Hooters calendar contest. Right. And I'm like, hey, can you put the fight's on. They're like, no, the Hooters calendar's on there. I said, you're sponsoring the UFC.
Right.
Get one of them up there.
Not just that. There's real Hooters girls right here. Why am I going to watch a TV?
Yeah, no, for sure.
The original, baby.
A couple other fights from Saturday night. Venom Page and Gerry. Unbelievable fight. The Silva Chase On fight.
What was your opinion of the Gerry? I mean, I hate when fighters get bashed. I really do, because you know what it takes to be a fighter.
Sure.
And not everybody's going to have a great day in the office. Some people have bad days in the office. It just happens. But it seems like he's getting a lot of hate.
Who? Page.
Page.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, I think, honestly, as well as I think there was a lot of people who put too much into Venom Page. I mean, he's good. He's good. And I've always said, and I fell for it, just so you know, I fell for it. I always said that I will take a UFC veteran over another veteran that's coming. I've been burned in the past.
Yeah, I've been burned in the past too.
I forget from the Diaz camp when he came over, his wife fights too.
Gil Melendez.
Yeah, right. I'm like, oh, he's going to walk right through. He's going to win the title.
Yep.
Same thing.
And I thought the same thing about Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really did. And even Gaethje. I mean, they're monsters. Don't get me wrong, but man,
I didn't think Page looked awful. You know, I think some of us, because I picked Page to win it, I'm like, maybe Gary's not as good as we think he is.
Right. That's what I thought too. I thought Gerry wasn't great.
Right.
I thought the fight was, somebody tweeted it like everybody lost in this fight, and but it's a shame when another fighter, it was another fighter who tweeted that. Come on, you can't bash your own guys. You got to turn the cannons outward. I hate when people turn the cannons inward and blast. I remember when it was Anderson Silva fought Talis Lattes, and remember that fight where he was running around?
Yeah.
It was a horrible fight, and Dana bashed Anderson after that fight. And that was the only time I agreed with turning the cannons in, because that was a horrible, horrible fight. Not what anybody expected.
What was the other one where he ran? It was the running man the whole time.
That was UFC.
Caleb Starbs?
Caleb Starbs versus Nate Quarry.
Yeah. And he ran the whole time, and then he did that thing behind his head and such. All right, it's break time. Quarter past the hour, so that means let's pay a bill or two. Coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. Got a Cool Breeze story that we'll tell.